All right, so welcome to happy hour. Happy Friday. As we settle into this practice, no other props necessary. You are, of course, welcome to add any props you enjoy using throughout your practice. Hopefully you grab a glass of whatever you like, whether that's water, tea, beer, wine, whatever. Today, our very favorite sour finally became available. It's available for like 3 weeks. It's a blueberry sour from Orpheus. So that's what I've got today, and water, because we're out of hot. For the start of class, let's go ahead and find a comfy seat. Coming down, feel free to cushion. Just find that spot. Make sure your joints feel comfortable, so no need to cross at the ankles if that's not serving you today. Just kind of take the first couple seconds to wiggle into a place where you can relax. Begin to focus on the length of your spine. The crown of the head is reaching up. The sits bones are pressing down into the mat, while your shoulders are stacked over your hips. Maybe you close your eyes or you have a downcast gaze. As you give yourself a few breaths to arrive on the mat. Letting go of whatever chaos may have been your day. And honoring this time, this happy hour yoga, as the time you've taken for yourself. As you pause, maybe you set an intention to guide your practice. That intention could be one that cultivates an emotion or state of being. I like to offer that idea of a sense of fun or playfulness in happy hour yoga. Or maybe just reminding yourself to go with the flow. Wherever you are in your breath cycle, go ahead and exhale everything out. We'll inhale together for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Allowing your breath to find its pace as you settle in to the natural rhythm, or perhaps the rhythm of breath you've chosen to guide your practice. Your next inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, hands pause at heart center. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, tips to the right side of your mat. Left arm reaches up and over. Left sits bone presses down. Collarbones stay facing the short edge of your mat. Inhale, arms reach center. Exhale, tips to your second side. Inhale brings you center. Exhale, tips to the right side again. Maybe you drop closer to the elbow. Maybe you stay exactly as you were. Option also to take 2 big circles, 1 in each direction with that top arm. Your next inhale brings you center. Exhale to your second side. If you took those arm circles, make sure you find them on this side as well. Inhale brings you center. Exhale, hands hop, pause at heart. And as you're ready, you can make your way to tabletop. Hands stacking under shoulders, knees stacking under hips. Feeling length through the spine. A little bit of strength through the core. As your inhale drops the belly looking toward the ceiling for cow pose. Exhale, rounds to cat. Syncing your breath with movement here for a couple more rounds to that traditional pass of cat-cow. Feeling space and mobility through the spine, particularly in the upper and middle back. And then feeling free to add some intuitive movement. I always like that sort of jump rope of the spine. Maybe you S-shape the body. Or any other additional movements that open up and create a little bit more space and mobility through the spine. Finding your variations for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pausing in the neutral supported spine of your tabletop. We'll tuck the toes and press the hips up and back to down dog. Again, moving as your body needs, as you explore how down dog feels today. Palms are acting on the mat. Hips eventually are pressing high. Shoulders are away from ears. And then finding stillness in your down dog. Pausing. Noting how the weight has distributed between 2 hands and 2 feet. Are you leaning slightly more into one hand versus the other? Your next inhale curls you up and out to high plank. Knees lower to the mat. As we pass through a modified chaturanga, elbows hug the ribs, chest comes forward and down. Chest lifts for baby cobra. Hands hover or are light on the mat. Exhale, releases. Toes tuck. Hips press back to the heels. Child's pose. Inhale pulls you forward to table. Exhale presses to down dog. Inhale lifts the heels, bend to the knees as you look forward. Exhale steps, hops, or walks you to the top of your mat. Pausing in a gentle forward fold. Knees bending as much or as little as you prefer. Maybe the arms dangle, maybe you grab for elbows. Your next inhale brings the hands to the shins, lifting halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Bending the knees deeply as you tuck the tail, stacking the spine all the way up to your mountain pose. Pausing, maybe closing your eyes as you feel your joints stack. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, hinges, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lifts. Exhale, plants the hands as the right foot steps back. Pausing in a high lunge, checking in with alignment, then maybe gently walking yourself up to the quad, and ultimately arriving in crescent lunge. Hands can exalt. My shoulders feeling a little sticky, so I'm going to keep my hands at heart center. Maybe the knee bend slightly more. And slowly straighten through the front knee. Exhale, Sphinx to the bend. For 3. Often we move our arms here, so feel free. 2. 1. Settling into the bend. Left hand finds the left hip, right arm reaches up and over, side bend. Stretching that right front side of the body. Inhale brings you center. Exhale frames the foot, steps it back to down dog. Inhale curls you up and out to high plank. Maybe lower the knees or pass through your favorite chaturanga flow. That could also mean pausing in down dog or child's pose. Eventually we all meet in down dog for 3 breaths. Then beginning to walk your hands back to meet your feet. Soft knees as you arrive in forward fold at the back of the mat. Inhale, lifts halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms reach high. Right hand grabs the left wrist as we reach up and over to the right. Side body bend. Right hand can release, providing external support down the thigh. Inhale peels you up, swapping your grip up and over to your second side. Inhale brings you center. Hands come to support the low back. You can take fists, fingers can point up or down. As you inhale, opening the chest to the ceiling, hips press forward. Imagining the spine is bending like a candy cane. Inhale, stacks back up. Chin pauses on the chest. Your next inhale, arms reach. Exhale, hinges through your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk it out to high plank. Inhale at the top of your plank. Maybe you choose to flow, hold, or settle in down dog. Your next inhale, lift the left toes high, bending through the knee as the hip opens. Maybe you circle through the ankle. Returning to three-legged dog. On your next exhale, the left foot steps between the hands. The right foot steps to meet it, forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Maybe a baby back bend at the top as the exhale dives us right back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands plant, left foot steps back. Pausing as you align, then creeping it up to your full crescent today. Hands at heart or extended, yogi's choice. Inhale, straightens the front knee. Exhale, bends. For 3, 2, 1. Settling into the depth of that bend, feeling shoulders stacking over hips. Right hand releases to the right hip as your left arm reaches up and over. Side body stretch, front, side body stretch. Inhale brings you center. Exhale frames your foot, stepping it back to down dog. Choosing to pause or float. And we all meet in down dog. Pausing for 3 breaths, perhaps recentering or revisiting your intention. And softening your knees as you walk your hands back to meet your feet. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, upright twist to the right. Left fingers forward, right fingers back. Feeling that spine twist from the top down. Inhale, scoops you center. Exhale, opens to your other side. Inhale, return center. Exhale, releases those hands to the low back once more, finding one more supported heart opener as you open the chest to the ceiling. Pressing the hips forward. Inhale, stacks back up. Chin pauses on the chest. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, walk it to high plank. Maybe you pause here or find a flow. Convention meeting in down dog. Inhale, lifts the right toes high. Hip opens, knee bends. Squaring bring that leg back off to three-legged dog. Your next exhale steps the right foot between the hands as the left foot steps to meet it. Inhale halfway. Exhale, hold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Maybe back bend. Exhale, hands to heart. Step it out, sway it out. Grab a sip of water or whatever else you've got. Hopefully you're nice and warm by now, probably. When you're ready, we'll meet back in mountain pose at the top of our mat. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, hinges into chair pose. Hands can come to heart or stay overhead. Tailbone reaches down. Maybe sink a little bit lower. Loving that chair. Feeling those shoulders reaching back. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plants the hands, steps it back. Down dog. Inhale, lifts your right toes high. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, reach. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, reach. Exhale, steps the right foot through. Back heel spins down, opening up to the long edge of your mat. Warrior two. Flipping your front palm to exalt, up and back. Then tipping it forward, extended side angle. Top arm could reach forward or overhead. Elbow could rest on the quad, or arm could hover in front of the bent knee. Inhale, returns to warrior two. Maybe sink just a bit deeper into the bend. And windmilling the arms, framing the front foot, stepping it back to high plank. Maybe you stay, maybe you flow, maybe you pause. In down dog or child's pose. Your next inhale reaches the left toes high. Exhale brings the left knee to left elbow. Inhale, center. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, center. Exhale, steps the left foot through, opening up to warrior two on your second side. Stabilizing, really feeling the blade edge of the back foot pressing down as you inhale up and back to exalt. Exhale tips you to extended side angle. You've got your elbow on your quad. Be sure you're not sinking into the shoulder. There's still space between the ear and the shoulder. Inhale, knees back. In warrior two. Maybe the knee bends just a smidge more. Your next exhale, windmills, frames the foot, steps it, high plank. Choosing to flow, pause, Eventually, we all drop to child's pose. Pausing, checking in. And walking up to kneeling mountain. Knees are just about hip distance apart. Tucking the back, tucking the toes. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, right hand reaches right heel. Finding a little bit of half camel here. If you play with the gaze, looking up at the top fingers, and then looking back at the heel. One may be more comfortable than the other for your neck. Hips press forward slightly. Your nice inhale brings you center. Exhale, left side, left hand to left heel. Half camel on your second side. If you play with your gaze once more. Inhale brings you center. Exhale, hands come down, passing through tabletop on your way to down dog. Inhale, lifts the heels, bending to the knees, looking forward. Exhale, steps you to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, hold. Inhale, chair pose. Hips sinking down and back. Maybe a little bit lower. Releasing mountain pose. Step it out, sway it out. Grab a step. And we'll meet back in mountain pose. As we shift into this next series, make sure that your cup or a block or something you can hold is within reach of your forward fold. And that rhymed, not even purposefully. Just so, let's say if we lifted halfway up, you'd be able to grab it. Maybe. So as we meet back in mountain, we'll inhale, reaching our arms high. Exhale, hinges, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Hands find the prop or the cup. As you inhale, chair pose. Cup or prop, heart center. Maybe you're like, oh, that's so close to my face, I need a quick sip. Great. We're just, having a little seat like we're sitting at happy hour. One day, that'll do normal again, right? And just shift your weight over to your left foot. Figure four, your right ankle across. Funky chair. Doing a pretty upright version of funky chair today. Inhale, arm and prop extend forward. Exhale, elbows pull back. For 3, hips might sink deeper as you extend. 2. And 1. Hands come back, heart center. If you got a cup, maybe a sip. Then unfigure 4 and stepping the right foot back. Warrior 2, left arm and cup or prop, extend forward. Whew, that left quad might be talking to you, mine is. Straightening that front knee, Maybe you can set your cup down as you reach for your triangle. You could also use your cup or prop to make the floor closer to you. Inhale, rise the breath back up, leaving the prop down, opening up and back, exalting your triangle. Then windmilling through warrior two, framing that foot, stepping it back down low. Inhale curls you up and out to high plank. Maybe you flow, maybe you pause. Eventually meeting in down dog. Lifting the heels, lowering the knees. Child's pose. Stepping up to kneeling mountain. Tucking the toes. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, hands reach. Maybe they come to the low back as you open the chest to the ceiling. Or camel. Maybe you're feeling feisty and those hands reach simultaneously to those heels to find a slightly deeper camel. Inhale, returns. Exhale, pauses, child's pose. Your next inhale pulls through table, down dog. Your next inhale lifts the heels, bends to the knees. Exhale brings you to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands start. Pause, shake it out. Maybe just let your body forget whatever happened on that first side. So it's like a new surprise. And we'll meet back in one. You might have had to readjust your prop after you set it down. As we inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, hinges, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, grab your cup or prop on the way up. Chair pose. And depending on what you're holding, you could also give a pretty good pressure to your cup or your prop. I have a can today, so I'm not gonna squeeze the can. That would make a huge mess. But, you know, in general, maybe grab a sip if you got that there. Then our weight shifts to our right foot. This time our left foot figure four, spunky chair on the second side. Hips sinking down, shoulders pressing back. Inhale, arms extend forward. Exhale, elbows pull back. Sort of like if you were using a rowing machine. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. For two. Ooh, my leg is slippery. I can feel my foot sliding. And one. Maybe you're like, whew, I made it. One more set. As we unfigure four, stepping the left foot back. Warrior two. Right arm and prop, extend forward. Straightening through the front knee. We tip it forward, cup or prop finds the mat or floor. And we reach into triangle. Inhale pulls you up, leaving the proper cup. As you exhale, your triangle up and back. And your exhale unwinds, bends through the knee, frames the foot, steps it back down dog. Maybe you pause or flow. And eventually, we'll pause once more in child's pose. Your next inhale walks you up to kneeling mountain. Two options with the feet this time. Maybe you maintain that toe position. Maybe you put the shoelace sides of your feet down. Hands can start at heart. We'll inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, the hands come to the low back, pressing the hips forward as we open the chest for supported camel. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you reach for the heels. Remember, if the shoelace sides of your feet are down, your heels are farther away this time. Opening through the front side of the body. And making your way back up. Rounding it over. Bring the knees together this time in child's pose as the arms come by the sides. Maybe staying here or grabbing onto the heels as the hips lift up. Crown of the head touches the mat for rabbit pose. Then hips drop to the heels, stacking your way up and coming to a seat. Swinging those legs around, letting the bottoms of the feet come together. Feel free to shimmy it out a bit, grab some water, whatever you need as you settle into the seat. Then we're taking a seated forward fold here in this bound angle position. Yogi's choice on where you'd like to focus. If you're feeling a lot of tension in your low back and you'd like to create some space there, let the diamond become a little bit wider or bigger so your feet scoot away from you. You can also pull your heels in closer to really focus on those hips. I like to grab on the shins instead of my ankles. Often when we grab our ankles, we kind of create this weird sickle position on the outer ankle, and that may not be super comfy. So I like to kind of grab there just above the ankle on my shins. Opening first to the chest to the ceiling, and then rounding from there, top of the head toward the heels. I like to then press my elbows onto my shins, so my forearms line up with my shin bones. And press my knees down slightly. We have an up and forward action from the low back. So the pelvis is stationary instead of rocking forward and back. Inhale, stacks the spine. Left hand grabs the right knee. Right arm reaches up and over, side bend. Get a nice little stretch on my shoulder with that crisscross arm. Inhale brings you up, swapping it out as you go up and over to your second side. Unwinding. Bringing the knees together, planting the feet on the mat, hands behind you, fingers facing forward. Gently windshield wiper those knees from side to side. And bringing the feet planted in front of you. Hands catch on the backs of the thighs. Hovering the shins. Stand it up to boat pose. You haven't done boat in a while, and I know you're still sad about it, at least in my class. Feeling free to continue holding on. You could also plant your feet and let go. You can also let go with the knees bent. Arms and legs can also reach high if you so choose. Hands could also come to heart center. We're going to tap our toes today. We're going to tap right toe down, left toe, I'm doing it wrong, but that's okay. Left toe, two toes, and up. One toe, the other toe, two toes, and up. For 3, 2 toes, 2 rounds left. Double toe, last round. And catch on the backs of the legs. Allow yourself to curl down to the mat, hugging the knees in. Feeling free to rock gently. And bring the arms out, T-shape. Feet planting on the mat. And just gently pause in that neutral spine. Feeling the shoulders, creating a little bit of space. Maybe even walk the fingertips just slightly farther out. Feeling the spine rest on the mat. Not forcing the natural curvature of your spine away, but just simply noticing where and when throughout the back line of the body touches the mat. And making sure those feet are just about hip distance apart. Figure 4 your right ankle across your left knee. Bringing the hands as if they're pressing a block between one another as the triceps press into the mat. Tailbone tucks. They press up for figure 4 bridge. Feeling both hips working to stay even. It's easy to drop that right hip down. Your next exhale articulates the spine to the mat. Pausing in the figure 4. And pressing the hips up once more into modified bridge. This time, hips lower, threading the needle as you lift the left foot off the mat. Maybe you grab the shin or the back of the thigh for recliner pigeon. Adding any little variations here that feel good for your body. You can press the right knee away with the right elbow. You could gently sway the body from side to side. And gently releasing the left foot to the mat. Keeping the ankle figure 4, let the left foot wiggle to the outer edge of your mat. And then let the knees drop to the right. Feeling free to let the right heel slide off the left quad, especially if that's too much for your joints. Inhale, brings you back up. Right foot plants. Pause in neutral spine. Feel free also to windshield wiper the knees. Then we figure for the left ankle across the right. Triceps pressing into the mat. Hips press high. Figure four bridge. Your next exhale articulates the spine back to the mat, briefly pausing. Inhale presses the hips back up. Working to keep those hips square. It's easy to drop the left hip lower, which is a nice stretch, I will say. Exhale releases spine to the mat. This time you can thread the needle, grabbing the shin or the back of the thigh. Or reclined pigeon on your second side. Giving yourself any little intuitive movements or presses to help either intensify or improve the stretch for your body. And releasing your grip. Right foot, heel toes toward the edge of the mat as the knees drop to the left. Opening up the front of the right quad, hip flexor, maybe even into the IT band. And slowly bringing the knees back center, 2 feet plant on the floor. Pausing once more. And letting the knees hug back to the chest. Maybe a gentle sway. And arms come T-shape once more. Knees hover over the hips. Let's take those little tick-tock chords where we rainbow the knees to one side just before they drop. They lift up and over to the other side. Going for about 5 rounds here. Slow and steady targets the core a little more as you resist momentum. I've got 2 more rounds. And as you complete, you can pause, 2 knees in the center, then let the knees drop to the right for a spinal twist. Surrendering those knees to the mat this time instead of hovering. And bringing the knees through center as they drop to your second side. Evening out that final twist. And bringing your knees center and honoring any final postures your body may be craving. Maybe that's catching momentum as you shoot the legs up toward the ceiling for supported shoulder stand. Hands go on the low back there. Maybe that's a happy baby. Maybe that's legs up to the ceiling. Maybe you do some more knee hugs. You've got about 1 minute to close out your practice in whatever way soothes your body so that it can rest in your Shavasana. And as you're ready, you can begin to settle in. No rush to your Shavasana. Honoring the space and shape that supports this posture best for you. As you find a place where you can rest, letting go of tension, and simply surrendering into Shavasana. Wherever you've chosen to rest, on your next inhale, engage every muscle you possibly can, tensing up through the quads, the shins, the calves, the feet, the arms, the hands, the face. Then exhale, release, let it go, let it flop onto the mat. As you settle, the mind can return to the intention you chose to guide your practice. Perhaps it focuses on that sense of playfulness or fun. Where it rides the wave of your natural breath pattern. As you settle and surrender into your Shavasana. The mind wanders, no worries. Just gently call it back with the gentle rhythm of your breath. And if you're ready, deepening the breath. And then maybe audibly sighing it out with the exhale. As you invite movement back through the body, bringing awareness through the fingers and toes, perhaps at the wrists and ankles. Maybe even gently nodding the head from side to side. As you invite life back in on your terms. And as you're ready, taking a full body stretch, fingers away from toes, and then hugging the knees to the chest. Maybe you gently sway. Maybe you simply pause, embracing the compression of your knee hug. And choosing how you'd like to arrive at a seat today. Perhaps you rock and roll forward and back. Maybe you roll to one side or press up through the top hand. Eventually arriving where we began, in a comfortable, supported seat. Spine is long, shoulders are down. Inhale, arms reach high, palms meeting at the top. Exhale, hands pause at your third eye as you seek openness of mind. They rest at your lips so that you find honest words, and they settle at your heart as you arrive at a happy heart. Thank you for allowing me to be your guide for your practice. Namaste and cheers. Happy Friday. I hope you have a great weekend. And I'll see you next time.
So will your classes be all online, or are they on campus, or?
Oh, well, we have some like new made up terms.